subtle compromise. Is what the little things that creeps in unnoticed until one day you wake up and you realize that you're living a life dictated by fear, the spirit of fear instead of faith. And we often think of compromise as small, insignificant choices or things such as big things like, having sex, having drugs, masturbating, all the big, big things that we feel like, oh, that's a big compromise. We don't realize that the enemy is very crafty. And what he does is that he's very deliberate, he's very intentional with his strategy. Like he literally takes his time to the point where he just hands us over things. I just see him as like, just handing things to us and saying, oh, you're saying no to this, you're saying no to that. And then there's something that you're like, And then he watches you and says, okay, this thing is where I can get her. And he's not going to give you the whole thing because it's too obvious. He will just slip certain things in and see how you react, respond. Last month's theme, how you react to your son, slip it in, slip it in, slip it in. And then he realized, okay, I can get her there. And that's where he comes in the entry. He wants to rot us from the inside out. The enemy doesn't attack loudly. He works silently, patiently, strategically, setting traps that look like opportunities, offering shortcuts that seem harmless, distorting truth that make it logical or that make it good. And before we even realize it, we've been snatched away from God. We've been snatched away from truly living a life that is live a life of conviction, live a life that truly that is truly that we fear God in, and then we move away from our identity in Christ and start to live in compromise. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He comes to steal your identity, steal everything about you. Then he will kill the very thing that you are, and then he will destroy you. And destroy is not just to make you walk around as asleep on this earth. He will destroy you to the point that he make you a duplicate, and you'll be so burnt out thinking you're doing the things of God, or that you're doing the disciplines, praying, fasting, and so forth, and doing all the things, going to church, doing the things that look right in the sight of what a Christian is supposed to look like and stuff. But he's made you into some puppet. He's kind of like duplicated you to be something else. So you may think that you're operating your gift, and then you're not actually operating your gift, or you're planting yourself in different places, or you're doing certain things, and it's like it's not of God. But because society says it's this is how a Christian is supposed to say, it's because the church says this is how a Christian is supposed to look like, we think that this is how we're supposed to look like.